Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 193. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host
193, Dane Cody.
Dane, Cody and I get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Welcome back everybody to this wonderful not snowed in episode.
Yay!
Episode 193, housekeeping right off the top. If you've been listening the last few shows to the Discord server link that I've been sharing, little did I know that link is case sensitive. Ugh. Stupid.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So anyway, the link is correct, bit.ly/gap-chat, but the gap is all caps. So capital G-A-P, lowercase chat. Didn't realize when you make a bit.ly link that they're case sensitive. It didn't say that anywhere. And I'm like, wow, yeah, the last really couple shows, gap chat. And it's like people are texting me and messaging me and they're like, stupid link doesn't work. It goes to a dead page. And I'm like, what? I'm like, works for me. But of course, I'm copying and pasting the inner capped freaking link. So anyway, it is still Gap Chat. Just remember, capital G, capital A, capital P, chat, bit.ly/Gap Chat. Or even easier, I made a new one that's all lowercase. It's bit.ly/Gap Discord. If you can't remember the capital letters.
There you go.
If you want to join our Discord and give me shit and say, man, this is way harder than it should have been.
Yeah. bit.ly/Gap Discord.
But I'm happy that we've got a few new arrivals to the chat and a few new people that have attempted to join the chat.
Yeah.
And given me hell about it. So,
yeah, it's good. It's getting some new peeps in there. Because some good chats on the weekend
actually had
with some people.
Multiple chats, like voice chats going the other day.
Yeah.
I had to create a new chat room so we could play our Destiny and you could play your Anthem.
That's because you're fucking stupid and playing Destiny. I don't know what the hell you're doing over there.
We were doing Valentine's Day stuff and Shattered Throne. So, for the second time to get our Wish Ender bows, which was a complete success.
Excellent.
Okay. Moving along. If you've never been here before, we usually start the show with our BS section, which we are knee deep in. Ankle deep in, I don't know.
I'm elbow deep in it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks. Yeah, elbow deep. Then we get into our what you've been playing, our news section, public service announcements, and free for all. So, I don't think I really have anything random to share from the weekend. Do you?
No. I thought we were going to get snowed in again last night. It was snowing like a badass here, but then I woke up this morning and it was like all gone. So I was like, yes.
She got me scared. She told me it was coming down in your neck of the woods, and I'm like,
dude, it was. Yeah, I had a real sketchy drive from one of my clients back to my office yesterday afternoon, and I was like, oh boy. So yeah, it was coming down like crazy. Like I was on one of our sites, or I was at one of our clients for about 40 minutes, and I came out and my car almost had an inch of snow on it already. Like it was coming down. So, but it stopped and went away. So.
I will say the one good side effect of all the snow, as we get into what you've been playing, Dane.
Yo.
I think we were both a little bit of inside busybodies and playing a lot of Anthem this weekend.
Yeah.
So
I was trying to play a lot of Anthem this weekend.
If you overpaid or were smart and joined Origin Premier, Anthem is out now. But it's not out now, because if you're just paid for the normal version, you still have to wait a couple days.
Yep.
Till Friday.
Yep.
The 22nd. But for us beta testers out there, it's out now. And I managed to play quite a bit of Anthem.
I did. I played quite a bit of Anthem, actually.
I'm level 18.
Okay, so you played a bit more after you and I...
So I have 3 of the 4 javelins unlocked.
Yeah, same.
The last one doesn't unlock until, what, 20-something?
That's my understanding. Yeah.
Playing on PC, both of us are.
Yep. I've got 14 hours in.
Yeah.
So I just checked.
How are you seeing that?
On your Origin.
Oh. I don't have Origin installed on this computer, so I can't check that.
If you click on your Anthem button, there's a big play button to the right of that. It shows time played. And then underneath that, it shows when the last time you played was.
I don't have Origin, so I can't do that on this computer.
There you go. So yeah, I got 14 hours in. I think I want to say I was like level 16. I can't remember.
So this is, I don't know. This is tricky. I'm gonna say
yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I was just gonna preface it by saying like the day one patch that apparently.
Well, the game's not out.
Changes a ton of stuff. That dropped today. That dropped like literally hours ago.
Today?
Yeah, I just updated mine when I got home.
Okay, I thought that wasn't going live until tomorrow.
That's what they were saying, and then they apparently decided to launch it earlier, probably because so many people were like, what the fuck? You launch the game for the people that are willing to give you more money and
with all the bugs that you know about.
But yet you know all the bugs and you're not willing to drop the patch till the day out. Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. So
yeah, people have beaten the game already.
Yeah. I was talking to one of our Discord people on the weekend, and he was literally, him and I were chatting, and he beat the game. He was like, "Oh, I think I just beat the game," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "I think I beat the game." I'm like, "Well, are you watching credits?" He's like, "Yep, credits are rolling." I'm like, "Well, then you beat the game." Like, that's a pretty good indication that you beat the game. So yeah, that's definitely. And yeah, I think he said on his clock he was looking at around 22 hours. So, but that being said, this is a little bit of a hard one because like I feel like I have a lot of thoughts on this game, but that being said, I don't know how those thoughts are going to change with a patch and hopefully
I didn't see enough in those patch notes that the gameplay or a lot of the issues that I have are going to change. So, So let's rewind a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. No.
Okay. The beta to me was not very exciting. The demo was a disaster.
Yeah, the VIP demo was wow. That was bad.
Open beta was
better. Was better, but not great.
Now that we've been playing the full game essentially, minus the day one patch.
Yes,
I am enjoying the game and want to see it through to the end.
Totally.
That being said, there are still a lot of issues with the game. It's not totally broken. It's just it's got connection bugs, which can break it. For the most part, see, that's so weird because like for you've had lots of connection bugs and drop sessions.
Well,
and you're not the only one. Just
yeah, no, I definitely
the internet as a whole
I had
complained about it.
Yeah, no, I definitely had a few. Like, I'm trying to think. I had on the weekend, which is when I was playing. I had two times where it dropped me completely out of the game. Where it was like it just I had three instances where I was playing the game, and I was suddenly stopped playing the game.
Yeah.
Now, two of those instances dropped me back to a title screen, and it just said like server disconnect, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, and then it was like please try again or whatever. And so like I would essentially like relaunch and try again. That happened to me twice, and then I also had one other time where it just dropped to the desktop completely.
Yeah,
just the game. I didn't get any error messages. It wasn't like I even went into my like Windows event viewer to make sure it wasn't like a video card driver or something weird like that. It was just Anthem just shit the bed and just kicked me straight back to the desktop.
Which could be Anthem or could be Windows. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
So day one patch does have a lot of stuff pertaining to dropped connections, not loading past end level screens, and a lot of those kinds of things. The weird thing is like for me, I had none. I didn't have a single drop connection. I never dropped a mission. I didn't have any issues besides maybe like frame rate dips and like weird, like this is a video game. I didn't have any like big like issues or glitches. So for me, I'm just like, oh, this is running perfectly fine for me. I didn't lose any progress. And then like you did and Louis did.
So okay. So I didn't, I thought I might. Turns out I didn't lose any progress, luckily. I did have one situation though, and this was like after doing some digging online, I realized that this was definitely something that other people had seen as well, and it was a problem. So there's one mission in the game where halfway through the mission there's a big cutscene, and at the end of that cutscene, after the cutscene you load, and I had my game shit the bed after that loading screen. So there was the cutscene, then it loads, and then there's a bit of the mission that you play, and then you kick back and finish the whatever. But apparently at some point in there is where they like, I don't know what it's even called, but at some point in there's a marker that more or less says like you've played this much of the mission, and then at the end of that mission it pops the achievement. Now what happened is like I played that mission, it crapped out on me when it was reloading back in. I had a connection issue, but I was able to jump back into the game, and I was able to reload back into that mission that I was on with those guys, finish the mission. So like from my side of things, it looked like I finished it. Like I got all my achievements, or I got all of my experience and like all my weapons and blah, blah, blah. Like everything from my side, it just looked like I had a connection drop. But what I didn't realize was that the achievement didn't pop. So I went on after that, played for another 3 or 4 hours, and then there's a point in the game that you may or may not have heard about where there's these 4 tombs that you have to do a bunch of challenges in order to unlock these 4 tombs. I've
completed every mission available to me, so now I have to do that.
Yeah, I've unlocked 2 of the tombs. I have 2 more, and I only have a couple things left on both of those to finish them. But so what was happening for me at this point was like when I went to, so I opened the game and I saw the tombs in it, and like one of the things in my thing was like go find the tombs. So you fly around the map and you find the tombs. So like I got up to the tomb and then I click on the tomb, and what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to zoom in on the tomb wall, and there's supposed to be a list of challenges.
Yeah, it shows you what you've completed.
Exactly. For me, what would happen was absolutely nothing. There was just a blank wall. It was just totally blank.
Yeah, for me, it was like I had all the stuff filled out except for 1 bar on each of them.
So this is the other thing. So this is the other shitty thing. So that stuff's supposed to be retroactive.
Yeah, it's supposed to track you doing that.
It's supposed to track it as you're playing the game.
Up until that point.
That didn't happen for me at all.
So all your bars are at 0.
So anyways, so first of all, I didn't even have any bars. They were fucking
like, here's a
there.
fucking wall I'm staring at. Like, I don't know what to do now.
So then in the mission itself, it says like you can track your challenges by clicking on your codex button, which pulls up the codex. Then you can click on the
it shows you the
expeditions, and then it's free play.
It's like just find the tube, and
so here's the thing:
the checkboxes that look completed.
Right. No, this was even better. So what was happening was I was clicking on, I clicked on the exploration, and then there was supposed to be a free play tab that I could click on that would show the challenges. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have a free play tab.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
At all. Just at all. I didn't even have one. So I flew around to all 4 of the tombs because I thought, well, maybe it doesn't like pop until you actually visit all 4 of them. So I visited all 4 of them, and then it still hadn't like popped, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So then I went to that's when I went to the internet, did some digging, And turns out that apparently if this one achievement during this one mission doesn't pop for you, then that's essentially the thing that triggers in the game to give you the challenges. So like the thing is like I could see the mission. I had the mission and it said
it wasn't loaded
and
or
it showed me, but like I could play whatever I wanted till the cows come home. But
you wouldn't
like
be
I
able to
couldn't see
complete
any
that
of the
mission,
challenges.
which is, like, basically, it's a gate to the end game content.
Totally. So I was essentially stuck. So like
annoying.
there was essentially 3 things that I could kind of do. I could hold off and wait for a patch and hope that they fixed it in a patch.
And I think they have.
Which they may or may not have. I don't know.
The patch notes are pretty big. I was reading them earlier.
The other option that one of the people was saying was to go into
quick play
and just play random missions in hope that you get that one again. And that you manage to play through the whole thing again and not have it crash out on you, and that it pops the achievement. Somebody else had luck with starting a brand new pilot.
What?
Playing all the way through the game again.
No.
And then popping and again, assuming that everything goes well, you get to that mission with a different pilot.
Ugh.
Finish that mission.
No.
Which then pops it like for the whole account. So that because once you've got the achievement, you've got it, and then you can go back to your original pilot if you want. So I'm sitting there going like, this is essentially a game-breaking bug. Like I'm kind of fucked. So anyway, so I actually went back
on nothing game breaking.
So yeah, so essentially what I ended up deciding to do was I figured I would try and see if I'd play a couple quick matches. I figured if I did a couple quick plays, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get one, and I don't have to play too many. Otherwise, I was just gonna like stop playing and wait for the patch to come out and hope that it fixed it. That was kind of my thoughts. Luckily for me, I managed to pull. I managed to pull that mission. Get this, so I played one random mission, whatever. The second quick play I did, I loaded into the game just as they literally finished the mission.
Oh, really?
And then I loaded into the end of all of the stuff showing like what what you've done.
And then it popped.
Literally as it did it, I saw the thing pop on the bottom. I was like, ding, and I was like, so I didn't even have to play it again.
So that was like
I
best
literally
case
just
scenario.
like
That was
total luck.
Oh, that's really annoying.
So yeah, and then after that I went in and I went in, all my challenges were at 0 though. I hadn't filled any of them out, so I had to go back and essentially start at 0
just
and
do free play
all of them.
Look at the list. Yeah, that's not very exciting.
Yeah, actually, I was lucky because I managed to go. I took the time to go do a stronghold, and actually popped a ton of stuff on the stronghold. That's where I got like the multi kills.
Yeah,
and I did like a ton of that stuff. So
stronghold.
So I was kind of lucky in that regard.
We're going on a tangent here with bugs. Yep. So there's bugs aplenty.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that. Except for maybe if you paid less and get it on Friday. The day one patch.
Who knows? They'll probably fix half of them.
I enjoy playing the game. I don't love playing the game like, oh my god, this is amazing. But I'm compelled to keep playing. I enjoy the storm suit.
Yeah.
I can't stand the Interceptor. I don't like the Interceptor at all.
I haven't tried the Interceptor. I just unlocked the Interceptor.
I unlocked the Colossus. I really like the Colossus. I know you said you didn't like it.
Wasn't my jam, but
the Iron Man suit stuff is cool. Yeah. Hovering above the battlefield and raining down destruction on everyone is cool. Like, I'm enjoying that stuff. But
right,
like the matchmaking's kind of a mess. Like, it's not like we tried partying up and it was just like a disaster. Like, we had no idea how, like, what is going on? Am I joining you? You couldn't even join me. It was
so
super unintuitive.
Oh, it was so dumb.
The guns, I feel like, should feel a lot better.
Yeah, the guns in that game, not great. When I was trying to explain it to my wife, I was like, Anthem is a game that it's like, I want to play. There's aspects of it that really have hooked me in weird ways, and I really want to play it. It's intriguing to me. It's like the I won't lie, like the first mission, the very beginning of the game is quite compelling. It puts on a pretty good show. You're definitely interested. It's you're compelled. Like it's really interesting. But it feels like every time I try to play it, it's like the game actively is pushing against me. Like, no, you shouldn't play me. And it's just like little things here and there all the time. It's just like the loading screens for fucking
tons of loading
everything.
screens.
Like, I don't know how the hell, like, loading screen to get to my loadout screen for my Javelin, loading screen to get into the Fort Tardis after a mission, loading screen to get into the load a mission screen, loading screen in between any sort of cutscene or any sort of anything like that, another loading screen.
It's not
and not short loading screens either. That's the other thing, is they're not short. They're big loading screens. Like, some of them are like a minute and a half.
I'm on an SSD and it's not terrible, but it's very noticeable.
So that's the other thing. Like, I don't have this on an SSD because it's like a 50 gig game. It's like massive.
And SSDs are expensive, and we don't all have like tons of SSD space lying around, especially if you're playing a bunch of games.
Totally. When all the games are 100 gigs each, it's like, But that being said, like, I may have to move this to my SSD, or I may have to just buy another SSD to put this and other games on, because this is getting ridiculous. Apparently, part of the day one patch, they did say that they have definitely improves the loading times. But it's just like, there's that mixed with some of the bugs, mixed with when you jump into a mission with other people, as soon as somebody gets a little bit ahead into the next little area.
Yeah, you get this annoying warning on your screen saying that
if you don't catch up, in 20 seconds, you are gonna auto teleport to them. Weird. And it's like, I get why they do that, because they want to keep the groups together in the game.
It is quite big areas. Like, I'd say, Destiny doesn't do that, but I don't think the Destiny maps are anywhere near as big as this.
No. But it's like, there's literally been times where, like, because I don't have it on an SSD, I will load into a mission.
And people are
everybody have already and I've literally, before I've loaded into a mission, I've jumped off of an area or shot up into the sky only to load like I've already got the thing popping up saying, like, you have got 20 seconds to show up. And so there's literally been times where I've pretty much just loaded into a mission and then loaded into where everybody else was. Like, it's just, and it's, again, I understand why they've made that choice, but it feels really restrictive. It feels like they need to kind of like let those shackles off a little bit. Maybe allow you to get a little further away. Like, I don't know. Like, the other thing that I find a little bit frustrating, I think, is even when you go into free play, 4 players. That's it. You get 4 players. Mm-hmm. So, like, I jump into free play, and there's 4 players in that whole map, and it's a huge fucking map.
Yeah.
And, like, I could be on one end of it, and there could be one of us on each end. Now, the problem is that all of the enemies have scaled for 4 players to attack them and to fight them and to do missions. So if you end up in a world event, because like some of these world events, like,
you can't do it by yourself.
I end up like having a really difficult time because they're scaled up because they expect 4 players to be there.
Can you do the free play privately by yourself?
You can. So then the other thing, though, that where this really drives me crazy is, like, say I'm out in the world, I'm roaming around, I'm just fucking around, I'm just doing some shit.
Yeah, you need to get mats for that stupid challenge.
Totally.
You need to
and
do
then
melee.
you log on, and you're like, oh, cool. Dane's like just out in fucking free play. I'll connect in with him.
No,
because there's already 4 players in my fucking in my little instance. There's only 4 players in that instance. Even though I'm on a giant free play map, I could only have those 3 other players with myself. So assuming like one of them drops out, then you could join me. But because Anthem is so hard, like they're so bullish about making sure that everybody has 3 other people in their game, the chances of that happening are so slim. So then what ends up happening is you jump on comms and you're like, yo, I'm like, let's play some of this. I'm back at Fort Tardis. So then I load back to Fort Tardis. Then you and I figure out some fucking way to try and get together. And then we finally manage to do that. And then this is the other thing. So then we decide like, oh, let's do a mission. So like, unlike Destiny, where we could fly to a world and we could do 4 missions on that world or 5 missions on that world or however many we want. In Anthem, if we load into a specific mission, you and I, you literally, as soon as that mission is over, that's it. It loads you back to the Fort Tardis. So like in Destiny, that happens if you're doing like a strike, right? Mm-hmm. If you're doing like a strike, the mission ends and you load back to wherever you were before and you carry on your merry way. But this does it with like any mission. Which is sometimes you just like you just want to maybe go do a few missions. But you can't, because you gotta do a mission and then you gotta load back and then you gotta go do a mission and then you gotta load back.
Yeah, there's a lot of the multiplayer stuff is just not smooth or intuitive.
So it's like
fighting against itself.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like I want to play it, but it's like it doesn't want me to play it. It's like everything is just like
wants
no.
You to be in a load screen.
It's like holding. It's like a cat that's like pushing against me. Like no, don't give me attention. Just it's But the worst part about it is that I want to play it.
Yeah, like it's a lot better than the beta and the demo, and
absolutely,
I kind of do like, I like the powers. I like the new, like the storm suit. I say hands down is my favorite right now. I like some of the abilities. Do I like the gear system? Not so much. Do I like the loot system? Not really, because you just get these randomly colored orbs, but you don't know what you got until the mission ends or you leave the free play session. It's like, how can I get excited about a rare drop when I don't even know what that rare drop is? It's just like, you got a rare item. Like, yeah, rare what?
I mean, it's like in Destiny when you pick up a rare engram or a legendary engram. Yeah, you can't decrypt that engram until you go back to town.
That's only
except that in Anthem it does that with every single piece of loot that you get.
Destiny, you can see the guns, you can see the gear, except for prime engrams and exotics, and not all the time. It just depends on the instance. Sometimes it's not decrypted, but most of the time it is. So you know what you're getting. It's like, oh, cool, I got a new helmet.
Right. The other thing is that you can also just equip that helmet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You can't change your loadout in Anthem. That's like, you can't go in a menu.
Not during
missions.
Your
powers. You're committed.
No. Yeah.
Like
for that mission,
your guns are locked.
Yeah.
There's so many. This is
the frustration where it's like it's all these little things. It's all these little design decisions that they made. That I go like, okay, so you started building this game probably around the time of Destiny 1, but you, instead of watching like what Division was doing, what Destiny was doing, what all of these other
they learned.
Totally. It's almost like they were like building this thing in a weird little bubble, and they're like, no, we're not going to look at what all the brilliant things that other people are doing to get around all of these things, and they just built this game.
From Kotaku.
Yeah.
Has tweeted. I don't know if he's actually put a story up yet. And he's like looking at all this stuff. Remember how I said this game was not ready? And the board was like, no, it's not a delay. We're just separating it from Battlefield 5. We're just staggering our launches so they're not competing against each other. And
it's a delay.
He's like, this game was not ready. And he's like, looking at a lot of these design decisions, the game is still not 100% ready. It's playable, but it's like the way the loot system is designed is kind of like, It's not done. That's why it's done this way. And
So,
the
I
inventory
didn't
management
realize-
is not done. That's why it's locked in and you can't just change it mid-mission. Like,
So I didn't realize. So when you start the game at level 1, you get like regular drops. You get grade drops, and I didn't realize that the rarity drops, those are all tied to levels.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're at like level 1 through 5, you will never get
an uncommon or a rare.
Like a rare. You might get an uncommon, but you will not get a rare.
Mm-hmm.
You hit like level 10, you'll start to get rares. And it's a similar thing with exotics. Until you hit like level 15 or 20, you don't get any exotics. Like it's this weird...
Is it exotic or legendary?
I think it's exotic and then legendary.
I don't know what they're...
I don't know either. I'm just guessing.
The colors, the green, blue.
Yeah.
And I believe there's... I don't know. I haven't seen a purple.
I know legendary is
Yellow?
like gold. Yeah, because I have a legendary gun.
that we got as part of the Origin Premier like pre-order bullshit, though we never really pre-ordered the game.
No.
Yeah, but there's things I like. I like flying around.
Dude, I love playing it. That's the problem. I want to keep playing it.
It's not perfect.
No.
It's far from perfect, but it's pretty good. It's just like if they can get rid of these stumbling blocks, smooth the rough, and let's not sugarcoat it. There are some rough freaking edges. Like they're jaggy, like you're going to rub up against it and cut yourself. Rough edges.
Yeah.
There is some potential. Like I like the characters in the tower. I like the voice acting. I kind of like
voice acting is really good.
I kind of like the story. It's not amazing. I really like the male Javelin voice actor, like the main character. If you choose a male pilot,
interesting. I'm playing as a female, and she's awesome.
Yeah, the male is really good.
Okay,
he's
good to know.
He's the guy who voices the main character for Final Fantasy 15. He does tons of voice acting. I was on IMDb looking. I'm like, why do I recognize this guy's voice? At first, I thought it was Troy Baker.
Oh, okay.
Because he sounded like him, and then I looked and was like, no, it's not him. But he's like, man, this guy's done tons of games. Like he's in everything, and let alone he does a lot of anime voices, and cartoon voices. So he's
right.
This guy's a pro voice actor. Can't remember his name's Ray something. Can't remember his last name, but anyway, I really like him. I like the character that I'm playing, and I'm enjoying that stuff. But then, all the little. Like, they really got to fix the loot system. They got to make it more compelling. So I'm excited when I see something. Like, I have no excitement. It's just like, I finish a mission. It's like, oh, here's hoping I get a better gun. And here's hoping I get the abilities. There's no skill tree. The abilities are loot drops. So it's like.
Apparently there was a skill tree and they took it out before launch.
Not ready.
And apparently they were saying, like, they might put it back in.
It would make sense. And I would also like to change my loadout in the level. That seems pretty freaking... You could do that in every other loot-based game. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah, but like I said, but flying around as fucking Iron Man is badass.
And like you did
like
the
that
first
a lot.
Stronghold, right?
Yeah.
That was really cool. The end boss was awesome.
Yeah, it was neat. I played the storm, so like I was just like way up in the fucking air the whole time, just like raining fiery death
Fighting
down.
this
It was
big,
awesome.
Giant freaking bug.
Yeah, no, like that's the thing is like I see these little glimpses of like something that is so interesting and so cool and is so much fun, and like the flying around is like super. I really like it, like the feel of it. Initially in the beta, like the keyboard and mouse controls were fucking trash.
Yeah, I've been playing with a controller. I can't fly with the keyboard and mouse.
Dude, I made some adjustments under my sensitivity settings.
That'd probably make a big difference.
And like since like I said, since the final game and those adjustments to my sensitivity. No problem. Like I've been flying keyboard and mouse the whole time.
I like
it's not
the
an
combat
issue.
with keyboard and mouse. I just can't fly with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, and like I said, like that's not a problem anymore. So I totally agree with you. When I played the beta, I was like, oh god, is this a game I'm gonna have to play with a controller just because this like its controls so bad? And now I'm like, doesn't bother me.
I know there's gonna be a lot of updates to this game. The only thing that kind of stinks is like by the time all this stuff comes along, I'm gonna have beaten it, and there's not gonna be a compelling loot system. Like, there's no amazing guns. Like, there's no exotic out there that people are posting online about. It's like, ooh, I gotta play and grind to get this gun. Like, I don't see the carrot at the end of the stick after I beat the campaign.
This reminds me a little bit of like the first Destiny in some ways.
But Destiny had...
No, hold on. In the fact that it was like, I liked playing Destiny. I think the story in this is more cohesive and
the story
at least so far, like at least so far what I've played of Anthem. I think the world building in Destiny was better. Like, there was more mystery, and like they did such a great job of the world building in Destiny. But that Destiny 1, that first story, it was so combobulated and mixed up, and like that. It's like, when I think about Anthem, I like so much about it. I like playing it. I like flying around. That I think that with some work, I feel like I see those glimpses of it being so good, which is why I kind of keep playing it. Mm-hmm. That being said, I'm sure when I beat the campaign, I probably won't touch it again until a month from now.
Kind of like where I feel like I'm at.
I'll probably pick it up again in a month when they release like Act 1, because they have showed off like
Division 2's here.
That's exactly it, right? But
new
but
Destiny
like
content's here, new Apex Legends content. It's like, god damn, it's like you guys didn't get it perfect right out of the gate. This might not be a good sign or a good thing.
No, I mean, like, for me, like, I picked up a year of Premiere,
but then it's like it's a testament.
So
to,
like,
don't.
So for me, like, I'll check out throughout the year. I'll check in on it, and at the very least, like, it's fun to like jump in, fly around, do a few things, and then jump out. Like, and if that's kind of what it ends up becoming, like, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm not upset with what it is. It's just like, you like you said though, you see the glints of like, oh, there's this great thing here, but they're just these convoluted menus and systems and loading, and
exactly
is this holding it back from being that great thing that you can kind of see it. You can almost reach it.
Yeah. So but I mean, I remember that a bit about Destiny too. Like the first Destiny, like, I remember that coming out, and I remember feeling like, man, you know, when The Taken King finally came out a year later, that was when it was like, oh, here we are. Like, this is it. Here it is. But this is what this game was supposed to be.
That being said, they did have raids, they did have strikes, they did have amazing exotic loot that you wanted to get, regardless of how bad the story was.
Totally.
They had the rewarding gameplay loop in there.
And the shooting in Destiny is awesome. But unfortunately, I cannot say the same about Anthem.
No, the
shooting in Anthem is
flying
not
around,
good.
And the abilities is what's fun. The guns are just kind of like, well, I got to wait for my ability to charge up, so I guess I'll shoot some guys.
Do a little bit of damage. Exactly. Yeah. Mission structure so far has been, in all honesty, they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Fly to this thing, stand here, press a couple things, shoot a bunch of dudes.
Big enemy shows up. Use your ultimate.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's the other thing. Like, I think they need to maybe do a better job of some mission designs to try and like. Yeah.
And then for the fourth like multiplayer, it's like, man, you play something like Apex, and it's like, oh well, why is there should be a pinging system in this? Like, that's an amazing feature those guys came up with. It like is going to be it like the dual stick. The pinging system from Apex is going to find its way into a lot of games. So just say that.
Oh yeah.
To be able to communicate with people when you don't want to necessarily put your headset on and talk. Speaking of Apex, I got my second win last night.
Oh, very nice.
Before bed. That was really great, and I did really good. It was an even squad like victory. We weren't carried by like my first victory. I'm going to say I was playing with a pro that carried me and the other guy kicking and screaming to our victory. But this was like an even keel, like everyone was involved.
Right
like,
on.
It was awesome. But anyway, Anthem,
the other
good, not great. Could be terrible though if you have a lot of these bugs and issues, which should hopefully be a little bit better with this patch.
See, and that's the thing. Like, unfortunately, I probably won't get a chance really to play this weekend because I got to go out of town. But like now that the patch has dropped, like all I wanted to do all day when I heard that they dropped the patch was I was like, oh man, all I want to do is go home and play. Like that's what I want to do. Like I want to see, like just and that's the thing. Like this is definitely a game that I could not recommend anybody buy right now. That being said, like you could totally pick up Origin Access or Origin Premier or whatever for like a month or two and easily play through this game.
$20. Oh yeah, a month would be more than enough to
you know what I mean?
Drive the whole thing. Not an option on the consoles, but on PC.
No. But that being said, like give it a week or two as well, like because it's in a weird spot, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens here. Like,
yes,
support-wise.
very
like
interesting.
If it gets better, if it gets worse, if they fix it, or they... Like, I don't know. I feel like the amount of investment in this world, like, you would think this is BioWare's next thing, and it's not going to be something they're just going to be like, well, that didn't work. Let's go on to the next thing.
Well, I mean, they've already showed the roadmap, right? Like they got content lined up for the next like 6 months, easy.
I just really hope you got to be able to change gear in a mission, and they got to make the loot system more compelling.
Oh, they got to do a lot of little things. That's.
If you make the loot compelling, and I can change gear in the middle of a mission, those are two major like things that would go a long way.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're really gonna find out. That's what it comes down to with Anthem.
But it's not out yet, so
exactly. I mean, it comes out on Friday. So hey, it comes out on Friday.
The fact you also put down on here that you played some Crackdown 3 that's not left over from last week.
Oh no, I played some Crackdown 3.
I didn't play any because I was playing all Anthem.
I played a whole bunch. I played it. You were not playing all Anthem. You were playing Destiny half a Saturday. Come on.
I didn't play a lot of Destiny though.
Yeah, no, I installed Crackdown because I do have Game Pass. So Crackdown 3. Man,
did you play it on PC then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What a weird game.
I told you, didn't I?
Yeah, no, it's
like a
it's
game.
weird
like
because
from 2000. When did the original Crackdown come out?
2007.
But okay, now it's in 4K HD.
Except that they just re-released Crackdown in 4K.
Well, yeah, you can play it back compat. So it's like, okay, well, maybe we didn't need a Crackdown 3. Like, it's fun, but it's like,
It's okay. So here, I guess I don't think you were wrong when you said if you liked Crackdown 1, that's kind of what this is.
Yeah, it's just the same game with a couple new things, but not a lot of new things. Just literally a couple new things.
Yeah, to be honest, they've streamlined some of the like more awkward, like put it this way, they got rid of a bunch of bullshit. Which is really nice. Like there was a bunch of stuff about the original Crackdown that kind of sucked.
Yeah, I can't remember the original Crackdown, so to me it just feels like the same game.
So they definitely have like streamlined and got rid of some of the bullshit that I definitely ran into kind of hating in the original Crackdown. The open world, like the like searching for orbs is great. The feeling of, leveling up and like being able to jump further. And adding the system where, like, instead of just being able to jump further and higher and stuff, you actually get, in this, when you level up your agility orbs, you get a second jump, and then you get like an air dash, and so like there's other little things as well as you're able to jump further and higher and things like that, which is cool. So there's actually like unlocks along the way. The story is completely and utterly forgettable. I feel like Terry Crews in it at the very beginning. I was like all on board. I was like, oh hell yeah, this is the way this is all gonna go. And then I kind of feel like they didn't really utilize him much past that in the full game. Like it was a little bit disappointing. Like they they seem to be really quiet on the audio with the agent, like their quips and stuff
that he's dropping.
Yeah, like it sounds really quiet. Like there's like been a bunch of times where I'm like, wait, did he say
he's
something?
Saying shit all the time, but it's like so.
Yeah, but like half the time I never hear it. It's weird. It's like so I don't know.
Breath, like he's talking shit to you or something.
Yeah, maybe. That being said, though, there's something about mindlessly running around the city and just blowing shit up and climbing buildings and finding orbs. Like there's this sweet serenity to that.
I played it for like a couple sessions, couple hours each time, and it was like.
I mean, I hear it's not a super long game. Like if you kind of run around it, and obviously like it gets a lot longer if you're trying to get every agility orb and every hidden orb and stuff like that. But like if you're just playing through the game, doing the, you know, like blowing up the metro stations and taking over the things that you're supposed to take over and kind of cruising around doing all of that, I'm hearing like you could beat the game in like 8 hours, no problem. I mean, I've probably played, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours at this point, and like I'm, you know, my agility's I think level 4 now, and
you like
a few of my other ones are like level 3 and stuff. Like
quadrant that you've.
Yeah, like first little area and stuff. Yeah, for sure. Like the first couple little areas there, and like, but like, yeah, it's weird. Like initially, I was like, "Oh boy, what is this?" Like,
at first it controls weird. Like when when you start, it feels off. But then once you level up your agility time, it's like, okay, now it feels better. But it's like it's weird when they dial down the skill level. It's like it doesn't control. It doesn't. It feels like it's just broken at first.
Yeah, that first like 20 minutes, you're just like, what the hell is going on here? This feels terrible. And then you're right. After you I think level up that first time, it was like, oh, okay, that or maybe you just get used to it. I don't know.
I think it just gets better. I think it's designed for you to be able to jump high and stuff. And
right.
And when you can't.
And so like when you can't, it just feels weird. The world's
designed around you leaping and bounding over everything. And when you can't, it's like it just feels off.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's like it's weird. It's this thing where
it's a great value add to Game Pass.
Yes, absolutely.
But I wouldn't go out and buy this freaking game. I would be really disappointed if I paid $60 or $80 for this game.
Yeah,
unless I was playing it with someone. But then that can be said for any game. Any game in co-op is better.
Yes, that's true.
But as a Crackdown game, it's okay.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
If you wanted more Crackdown, you weren't hoping for it to be something else. That's exactly what this is.
I think the big
and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I think the failure of this game though is that they hyped it up as this cloud gaming, destructible environments, and then it's like, and they didn't coming out on any of that.
Yeah, and I
agree, not to the level that they were like hyping up, and then it's like also the added weight of this is a first party Microsoft exclusive, and it's just kind of meh.
This game got announced, alongside the Xbox One.
Yeah,
like this was a launch game back in like what 2014 or whatever.
2013 at E3, I believe.
Yeah, and so the fact that it's just now coming out in 2019.
Yeah, 5 years.
So it was in development before there. Then it was in development for another 5 years, and I think that's
when did I play it?
Part of the weirdness about this game is I think that is part of it for me, is that I'm like, man, this game was in development for so long. How does it just feel like
I can't remember what E3 I played
new
at.
Crackdown game? Ugh. That's my problem, I think. Not even a problem. It just, that's, I think, where I could get hung up on.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing for how long it was in development, for how little, literally,
like it just feels like another Crackdown game.
It's not even, but it's like not even like an amazing, we got Resident Evil 2, this fantastic, amazing remaster remake, which is a new game,
crazy.
But it's the old game, but it's a completely new game. And then this is just kind of like, well, it's Crackdown 3, but there's nothing really to justify putting a 3 at the end of it. But it's Crackdown's got all the stuff you love from Crackdown.
Yeah. So like that's the thing.
Which is
I think that if you were that person and you were like, well, shit, I really just want a new Crackdown with more orbs to catch and more stuff to like blow up and do that. If that's what you're looking for, that's exactly what this is. You will not be disappointed in that.
Okay with it. But
if you were hoping that they were going to iterate on the gameplay and that things were going to change and that they were somehow going to God of War this thing into something else, you will be sorely disappointed because this is really just it is Crackdown for 2019, I guess.
I gotta try it on PC.
I found a really weird. It was strange. When I loaded the game up on my PC, it had vertical sync turned on and capped the frame rate at 60 frames a second. And it was weird because my frame rate was locked at 60. It was like a hard 60, but the game felt jerky, like all over the place. It was so weird. Like almost to the point where I was like, what is going on here? Like I see my frame rate showing 60, but it felt like I was like just flying all over the place, like up and down with the frame rate. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I actually uncapped the frame rate. So now it's up like wherever 90, 100 plus whatever it's at, but it smoothed it out incredibly. Like, so you know, just kind of as a heads up, I don't
60.
I don't know. It's weird. Like locking it at 60 should have made it smoother, but it made it way jerky and weird. I don't know. So, I mean, it runs fine and stuff, and it's not super like intense. That's for sure. Not like Anthem. Holy balls!
I gotta try. I want to try it on PC.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing with the controller on PC. It looks good. It's like everything's maxed out. Runs fine. Looks good. So, but yeah, like I said, if you have Game Pass, definitely download it and play it. It's fun. I don't want anybody to think that it's not.
It's definitely worth the $10 or $15 for a month of Game Pass.
Totally. But yeah, I would definitely have a hard time like offering this to people that are not already like hardcore like Crackdown fans. Like if you were a huge fan of the original and that's exactly what you want, then by all means, like give this a shot. But if you were hoping for something more, then you will probably be kind of disappointed. That said, I will also mention I have not played any of the multiplayer yet, which is apparently where there is some of that
there's
like
destructibility, but not
destructibility
not
and stuff.
They were hyping. I have it installed, but Anthem's just taking me away.
Yeah.
Let's get into news, Dane. The news. Fortnite Season 8 Battle Pass will be given away for free if you do a bunch of in-game challenges.
Yeah.
So
this feels very much like, hey, we know there's that other big like battle royale game that came out, but remember us? You should come back. You should come back and play us.
You do these challenges before the 20-something of February, before Season 8 starts. They'll give you the battle pass for free, which is I don't even know what a battle pass costs. It's like $10 or $20 or something.
I have no idea.
Battle pass just rewards you
$12, $15.
Rewards you for playing the game by giving you more loot and unlockables, right?
Right.
So anyway, obviously must be some pressure from the Apex Legends, which is killing it on Twitch and killing it in all kinds of freaking numbers. So, man, Apex is good, man. And Fortnite's been around for over a year now, so maybe people might be burning out a little bit. I don't know. Or it's just a free game, so there's no barrier to entry. Like, if you're playing the other one, you can play this one too.
That being said, if you play a lot of Fortnite, go complete 13 of these overtime challenges, and you'll get the Season 8 Battle Pass without paying. So
I can't remember the last time I played Fortnite. And I honestly don't really have... I liked Fortnite, but I just don't care for the building shit.
The building is what lost me.
I just don't like their gameplay loop. It's like, oh, here's a guy who can build, the Empire State Building like in 2 seconds. Meanwhile, I'm on the ground with a shotgun shell in my head.
Yeah,
with no idea where it came from.
Exactly. It's like in that game, as soon as you see somebody, it's like, there's a big building.
Like, oh, man.
It's like, all right, well,
I just want to kill you in a shootout, like mano a mano. You know, let's do this.
Exactly.
That's bullshit. Maybe it's because I'm too old. Get off my lawn! Hollow Knight gets a surprise sequel for Switch and PC. What are they called again? Team Cherry, the excellent Hollow Knight. They were developing... Hollow Knight was a Kickstarter title, and they were working on some DLC. Well, that DLC ended up morphing into a sequel. And actually, if you supported the game, if you're a Kickstarter, you're going to get it for free.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And this was a DLC that was like, been in the works for a little bit. So that's pretty cool.
That is sweet.
The Hollow Knight Silk Song. There's a trailer and a reveal link in the podcast show notes. I just bring it up. That dropped after. That wasn't part of the Nintendo Direct. It was after. But Hollow Knight's
interesting.
A pretty awesome Metroidvania. So that made me pretty excited. And I'm like, sweet. And it's coming out on Switch and PC first. So clearly the Switch version pretty obviously popular.
Fair enough.
Hey, we were just talking about Fortnite. Man, I probably should have done a better job of organizing these stories.
It's all
Remember
good.
when we were talking about everyone coming out of the woodwork to sue Fortnite over dances? Well, our friend Carlton just got the big NO from saying, yeah, your dance can't be copyrighted. He applied in December, obviously, to get his the Carlton dance copyrighted, I guess, as ammunition to sue Fortnite for including his dance in the game. Clearly just a move to get some money because, hey, why not? Everyone else is doing it. The U.S. KFS came back with the ruling. It's like, yeah, no, that's not a choreography or like a complicated choreography. It's just a bunch of movements that anyone can do.
Yeah.
And anyway, Fortnite Epic is like, yeah, and this just raises the whole thing. Is like, if it was trademarkable, it would belong to NBC most likely because it was on the show and this and that, and they're asking basically for the lawsuit
can't be copyrighted
to get thrown out. Yeah. So yeah, this probably
it'd be interesting to see how this
probably going to apply to all
what
these
else
other
changes
dances.
with the 2 million, the Backpack Kid and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I wonder what happens in this. Is like, does their lawyer eat this now? Because he was like, well, I'm just, I ain't gonna bill you, like we're gonna get millions of dollars from Epic. Like, how does that work now? And then they probably gonna get counter
chances. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, chances are, like, from that regard, like, he probably would have went in it with his lawyer saying, like, look,
the lawyer wouldn't be charged.
We're gonna
I'm gonna get a cut 50% or some ridiculous lawyer thing for the millions of dollars we can get you, and this is to get nothing. And the lawyer's like, God damn it.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get him anything, then the lawyer just doesn't get paid.
But I think Epic could also go after them now to eat their lawyer fees. Oof.
Yeah, I don't know.
Might be regretting this decision.
Possibly.
This story is to be continued. But not looking good. Hey, remember the Razer Game Store where I got a game for really cheap? What game did I get?
Things are also not looking good over there.
The Razer Game Store is done. Razer gave their 2 weeks notice that the Game Store is shutting down at the end of February 28th. They've only been in business for 10 months.
Luckily, in this case, they sold keys for Steam.
Like your games aren't going to stop working. They didn't have their own platform per se. It was just a digital storefront. But not that much money in selling games when you don't have a platform, I guess. Razer's going through a little bit of restructuring right now. I think it's a bigger story.
Yeah, they're going through some interesting. I think they went through a weird phase where they tried to have a store. They tried to create mobile gaming phones. They tried to do a bunch of different things, and I think they threw some of those things at the wall, and they just didn't really stick. And I think that now they're kind of going back and going like, okay, well, the game store is not really worth it to keep going. And I mean, rumors have it that we might not see a Razer Phone 3 out of them as well. It sounds like that might be they may have let go a bunch of their engineers and stuff from the mobile division, and it looks like they're probably going to be not moving forward with a third one, which I kind of get, because I think that's a pretty hard market as saturated as it is, and when you're essentially selling through your website or through a few third parties and people are trying to buy that thing outright, like especially in North America, people are not used to buying phones outright. They're used to buying them subsidized through a provider. And if you're not offering that, then you're cutting out a large portion of people that would otherwise be interested in your phone. So, it'll be interesting to see kind of where else this kind of goes. Because I mean, they did more or less say, like, there's some, structuring is being moved around right now. Apparently pre-order games will still be fulfilled, so if you pre-ordered something through them, that will still get honored. Outside of that, yeah, apparently they're keeping their weird silver and gold program.
Silver and gold.
Where, like, you could play games and earn silver and stuff like that. So apparently that stuff is still valid, but it sounds like they might be changing the way that stuff works to... Yeah.
I remember
Who knows?
Ni no Kuni 2, I got that at launch for like $20 because of a price error or something stupid.
Well, fair
So
enough.
I bought that through the Razor store. Maybe that big price error where every game was like 50 or 75% off probably didn't help their
Bankrupted
bottom
them.
line.
That's it. They're like, well, fuck
That's
this.
probably a big hole they had to dig out of. Apex Legends banned over 16,000 players already in a week and a bit.
Whew.
They're having daily updates now, apparently, in the state of the game. They actually launched a new gun today, apparently.
I saw that.
They are going to be doing some streaming. They're making efforts.
I mean, when you've got 25 million players already,
I wonder. I don't think they could have
what's
foretold at all it was
16,000
going to
really
be this successful. I haven't seen any instances of cheating like I know I have in PUBG.
Right.
I don't know about Fortnite. I don't think I ever noticed any weird behavior in Fortnite. So, yeah, you got to freaking curb that shit immediately. Because that stuff gets out of hand. Well, then again, it's like, what's the incentive to cheat in Apex Legends besides saying you won? It's like, you're not getting loot boxes, which can be flipped on a marketplace, which PUBG, absolutely attracts cheaters. There's some financial gain to cheating.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, they're on top of it. They had another bunch of fixes and patches. They've had a couple patches now. Though people have been like, "Oh, what? No new character yet?" And it's like, are you serious?
This game's been out for 2 weeks, for crying out loud.
What the hell? Shovel Knight, King of Cards, Showdown, and Amiibo are delayed several months at the most. Went out in the Kickstarter email. I actually got this email because Shovel Knight is like the one game I've Kickstarted.
Fair
and
enough.
they just were like, yeah, we just need a little more time. So they've also delayed the Amiibo 3-pack, which is super annoying because I think I missed that one. I can't find anywhere to pre-order it. It's just sold out.
Oh, dude, what are you going to do? You're going to have a hole in your collection.
Well, it's a different collection.
You'll eBay
it's a
it.
different set. But
you'll figure it out.
yeah,
I have faith in you.
maybe the delay will make pre-orders open up again. I'm pretty excited for the next content. I really like the other two campaigns that they've had. So Shovel Knight's awesome. So bad news. Good news, it's still coming this year at least. So,
There you go.
Anyway. Oops, I don't know what's going on. New York Toy Fair happened this past weekend. There's tons of really cool Transformers and new toys.
Yeah, there was.
Unveiled.
Fucking dope Transformers.
One of the things it was, I don't know if this is part of the Toy Fair. I think it was part of the Toy Fair. There's a D&D playset coming out based on Stranger Things.
Right, because they were playing they were playing D&D a bunch in that show.
So Mike's homebrew campaign from the show is basically a D&D set you can buy.
That's pretty
you can
cool.
Pre-order that all over the internet right now. I think in Canada you can only pre-order it on EB Games. If we were still playing D&D at my place, I would be all over purchasing this. But I was like, I should get it. But it's like, I ain't gonna play it.
Yeah,
we don't get together and play D&D anymore. Though apparently D&D right now is pretty awesome.
I don't know. It's yeah.
Moving along to Nintendo news.
Nintendo.
Did you see this story of
I saw this. This is stupid.
Sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers sells for a record-breaking $100,150.
So I mean, it was a first-run copy.
Sealed
of the game, sealed
with the Nintendo sticker still on the cartridge.
Oh yeah,
rated 9.4, so literally mint condition box.
Yep. And apparently it came down to the sticker.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Run.
Instead of being shrink wrapped in plastic, the boxes contained the very first run of Super NES NES games produced in America were only sealed on the top flap using a black foil circular sticker with the Nintendo logo on it. These were only sold for a brief period of time before the NES national rollout, while Nintendo was still test marketing the consoles. At that time, the NES came packaged with Duck Hunt and Gyromite, but not Super Mario Brothers, which was sold separately. And that is believed to be the best sticker sealed Mario cartridge in existence. And that's kind of why it
that's crazy, man. Some people have more money than brains.
My question is who bought a copy of it and then just set it aside somewhere in such a place so that it didn't get squished, or what did they do? Seal that box in plastic this entire time? Do you know what I mean? How are you supposed to know back? Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Especially a game that you can buy for 50 cents. Or if not, just find on the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most popular NES games.
I know it's rare because it's sealed and has a sticker, but it's just someone with a lot of money. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, anyways.
Good for him to have $100,000 to spend on a fucking game. An NES game at that.
Yeah, anyways.
$100,000 for anything besides my house, man. That thing better be doing have some special features, if you know what I'm saying. PlayStation news. Media Molecules Dreams enters paid early access this spring on PS4. On a post on the PlayStation blog, the developer explained it's taking the early access approach for Dreams as a way to put the game in the hands of our most enthusiastic dreamers. I believe I saw somewhere it's $29 or something. Yeah,
really?
$29 US.
That's interesting.
Strictly
limited release.
What, are they going to stop giving early access?
Apparently, it's not going to be available in the Canadian PlayStation Store.
What?
At least it's not listed here. UK, US, Australia, Austria, Benelux, New Zealand, France,
we fall under
Switzerland,
the
Italy,
store.
Germany, and Spain. You're probably right.
I guess we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, it's out. It's PC early access coming to PS4. I've been seeing some really cool stuff come out of that. People are pretty hyped on that game now.
Yeah, I'll be really curious to see what the final game looks like.
Tools are pretty cool. Public service announcements, Dane. We have one. Hey, Apex Legends again. What the hell? You think this game is kind of taking shit over?
Log into Twitch Prime and get your
So right now
Twitch
they have
Prime pack for Apex
Twitch
Legends.
Prime pack for Apex Legends, and if you're a Prime member and you have Twitch Prime, you get 5 Apex packs and a skin for Pathfinder. I think it's like a legendary skin.
Heck yeah.
It's pretty cool. I unlocked that earlier. Did I do it today or did I do it last night? I might have did it last night, and I got a couple. I actually got a couple legendary items, which was
nice.
But they're like a banner and something that's totally useless.
Oh, stupid.
If it ain't a skin, then to me it's pointless. But like they kind of, that's the one thing I would say in their loot boxes. They got a lot of like quips and banners and like absolutely useless stuff that you don't even really see in game.
They do that in Overwatch.
Yeah,
too.
they all do. You gotta, I guess, otherwise if you didn't,
Gotta pad it out, man.
you do gotta pad it out. But
Yeah.
man, that last game we had last night was so good. I was sniping guys. I was wrecking shop with the sniper rifle.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really good at the sniper game in that. Close range, if I don't have the friggin' shotgun, not so much. I start to panic.
Oh, yeah.
Gives me the freaking, my heart starts racing.
Yeah, they'll do that to you in that
Those
game.
Battle Royales are good at that. So yeah, if you got Twitch Prime, don't forget to do that. That's it for PSAs. I can't think of anything else. Free for all section.
Yeah.
Transformers sequel prequel series is headed to Netflix in 2020. Like when I saw that headline, I'm like, oh man, we're 2019. That's only next year. That's not too far away.
Yep. I was super excited about this until I found out that it's done by the same animation house that did the last stuff. That's all like CG, weird 3D. Yeah.
Maybe with Netflix involved, it might be a little bit better.
I don't know.
It's going to be the wait and see.
Because it's the same studio that did the Robots in Disguise.
Cautiously optimistic.
And like, I've been watching the Transformers Armada from like the early 2000s or whatever. And at the very least, I really like the art style. The show's got some issues, but like the art style is awesome, and I appreciate that about it. And I will watch it hands over versus some of these other ones that they've come out with.
Hey, and just something new in Transformers that's on Netflix. Maybe it'll be cool.
Here's hoping, man. That would be awesome.
And I guess the last thing, Samsung announced their fancy new Galaxy lineup, and that they
did.
The Galaxy Fold. They've just gone and taken the PlayStation 3 era of thinking. They're like, you need 6 jobs to afford this cell phone.
Whew, yeah, $2,000 American. That's going to be expensive
for a phone that folds into the super phablet.
I will say I don't want to spend too much time on these because like ultimately the new Galaxy S10 or the Galaxy 10s they're Qualcomm. The new Snapdragon chips are inside them, just like,
I like the S10
all the other
Plus.
new phones are going to be. It's going to have the whole lineup of like some of them are going to be some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, but overall, there's little nuances here and there. That being said, the Fold is crazy. It's a 4.6 inch screen on the one side, and then you fold it open and it's got a 7.3 inch screen when it's open. And like that's kind of a neat idea. Like I like that with that size for me, like I just wouldn't need a tablet anymore. Like that would be kind of rad. I could have that thing in my pocket and I could read comic books and stuff, and like it would just be
and
great for that.
It's cool. It just seems like it's a version or two away from being like perfect.
Totally. That's the thing, is like I feel like we're still a few years away from that being one, affordable, and two, them figuring out the technology so that in 6 months or a year and a half down the road, the screen isn't all fucked up because you're bending it all the time, right?
It reminded me of, like,
What's
it's
that?
nice when it's open, but when it's closed, it reminded me of like the original 3DS. Like it's like two separated halves. It doesn't close clean and flush along all the edges. They're rounded, and I'm like, this reminds me of the original 3DS. And then, we had not 3DS, DS. Then we had the DS Lite where it closed nice and tight and the lines were all cleaner.
Well, I do feel like this is closer to like the DS Lite, but it's interesting. It's like 6.9 millimeters thick, essentially each half. So, but the thing is like that's the other thing is you're gonna fold it up, and that thing's gonna feel pretty meaty in your pocket. Like it's gonna be pretty thick because we're used to these like 7-8 millimeter thick phones, sliding into your pocket. Maybe an extra millimeter or two for your case or whatever. But like we're not used to using like 17 millimeter thick devices anymore.
Folds.
Well, and that's the other question. Well, I mean, you could do like a wallet case or something like that, where it's just like got both halves. I don't know.
You don't nothing on the binding or something, just two pieces.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
But I mean, it's ultimately going to have 3 screens, right? You're going to have the 4.6-inch screen on the outside, so when it's folded up, you can still like make phone calls and do whatever.
Can't
and
wait
then you
to
got
see
the whole
it
screen
in,
on the
real
inside.
Life.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued. Something new. It's the first big innovation since the iPhone.
Yeah, pretty much. And it sounds like there's going to be a 5G version and a LTE version. So, that's the other thing we're starting to see now is like, Samsung did announce their new Galaxy S10 5G, which not to my knowledge, not a single, at least in North America, I don't believe that there's a single provider that has 5G turned on. That's more of a
future-proofing thing for the end of next year, I think.
Maybe. But my thing with that is like, why on earth would you buy 5G now when you might be able to use it in a year?
Yeah, I guess if you're spending so much on
kind of weird
that at least you can get the Wi-Fi speeds next year when the phone is still very relevant. Because you'd be pretty damn pissed when 5G launches at the end of the year and your $1,500 phone doesn't have it.
Yeah, except that chances are it's going to be in this one little tiny area, and it may or may not even be in your city. And because, like, let's be honest, it's going to launch. Like in Canada, for example, it'll launch in like
Vancouver and Toronto.
4 cities. Yeah, it'll be like Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, and Montreal. It'll be and it'll only be the little downtown core area. Like it'll be years before that's even a thing.
Yeah, it's might not be worth the extra expense.
I would be incredibly surprised if the iPhone announced a 5G version this year.
Yeah.
Like my thoughts are they'll probably wait till next year because they just know that there's no point this year. So
I do like the S10 Plus. I think it's a pretty phone.
It's funny. I actually like the S10e. It's doesn't have their weird curved screens and shit.
Yeah, I don't mind those curved edges, but yeah, I like the S10 Plus.
Yeah,
more RAM, 8 gigs.
Yeah,
they start at 128 gigs built-in storage, still with the micro SD slot, which is fantastic. Thank you, Samsung. And they have headphone jacks.
I also love the fact that I'm amazed with. I'm like, hell yeah!
As someone who has recently traveled with my Pixel 3 and didn't pack my freaking USB-C dongle, I can use my headphones on my freaking phone.
Can't plug it into the
didn't bring my
rental car.
I didn't bring my USB-C headphones.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I don't need to plug it in my car because I have Bluetooth in my car, but still, it's kind of annoying.
I was just meaning like if you're on a trip or something, and like the rental car may or may not,
headphone jack is pretty handy.
Yep. You're in the hotel, you could just plug into the whatever.
Did I talk about my rental car having Android Auto last week when I was in Hawaii?
No.
Our car had Android Auto and Apple CarPlay because that's a thing. All the new cars, you get both. I guess it's just the way the manufacturers do it now.
When we were in Vegas last year, we had Android Auto in like all the rental cars that we had.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Plug in my phone. Really well. We're using navigation. Oh, it's really cool.
Yep. works so much better than all the built-in nav shit that everybody puts in their cars.
The proprietary OSs they've tried to come up with. It's like
it's so much better.
Yeah, it made me the upgrades available for my car. I'm like,
you should just do it, dude. It's so worth it.
I might have to buy it. I'm like, God damn you, rental car cost me.
I can't believe that they wouldn't offer that to you as a free upgrade.
I bought my car, like 3 years ago now?
It's a software flash, dude.
It's more than a software flash. They have to update the USB because it doesn't have USB 3. So there's hardware they have to put in the car.
Yeah, I'm still surprised they wouldn't at least
It's not free because they got to rip the dash apart. They got to install a new USB adapter,
right?
And they actually, if you buy the car today, it comes with it. If you bought the car within the last 6 months, they retroactively upgrade you.
They'll retroactively, yeah.
And that's what most.
That's fair.
You know what? To be honest, I don't think many other, or if any other manufacturers let you retroactively put it in a car that's 3 years old that didn't already have it. So that's pretty surprising. I was like, what? I can get that? I'm like, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, I totally would.
I have a Mazda 3 if anyone was wondering. So, anyway, that's it, Dane.
That's
episode, what, 193?
193.
In the gigabits?
In the and in the ear holes.
Ear holes. Remember, join our Discord, bit.ly/gapchat, capital GAP, lowercase chat. That'll work for those. Or if you can't remember that,
Gap Discord.
bit.ly/gap Discord. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no K, RICF.
You can always come bug me on Twitter at Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY.
And like us, follow, subscribe to all our social medias at the Geekoholics. We're available everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. And of course, if you're on or using an Apple device or Apple Podcasts, remember to please just throw us a review. It's one of the little things we ask. And those new guys who joined the Discord, check out the welcome channel and the instructions on how to get a free PC game. You've been taking part in the chats and hanging out there. It's like over 100 games. There might be something in there you want.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else? I think that's it.
That's all I got.
We'll chat at you next week, episode 194.
Later.
Peace.